My name is Thomas Rückle. I'm the head of research here at BioMed X Institute. I'm responsible for all the projects, scientific projects here in Heidelberg, at the BioMed X Institute here in Heidelberg, which is an open innovation research center. I think what's really exciting about BioMed X is the open innovation aspect. We have a diverse set of teams from all different cultural backgrounds, nationalities, and at the same time, in partnership with our pharmaceutical companies, we have topics, what we call challenges, from all various areas. Could be neuroscience, could be cancer research, could be platform technologies, it could be endocrinology. And that makes BioMed X really an exciting and unique place, because all those teams are not in competition with each other. They openly work together and they draw a fine line when it comes to proprietary information that they would like to share only with their partners. But because it's open innovation, they get inspired and scientifically enriched by other teams. A true success story at BioMed X, I would say, is a team that worked on understanding the intestine, the human intestine, in the context of autoimmune diseases. There was literature showing that under certain autoimmune disease conditions, the human gut is leaky. So there would be infiltration from the lumen into the gut. They tried to understand why is this happening. So they tried to understand and come up with mechanisms that would close the gut at that leakiness. We had a new project coming in from a different sponsor, different pharmaceutical company, where they had in mind the challenge was, can we give complex proteins orally? So can we understand the mechanism of how the gut functions? Can we open the gut very specifically to get biomolecules transported across the intestinal epithelium? And so one would say, well, this is actually two different teams. One looks at how can we get the biomolecules in very systematic fashion across the intestinal barrier, and others want to close it. So we signed a three-way agreement with these two pharmaceutical companies and said, let's work together. Not in all sense, but in a way that whatever comes out that opens the gut would eventually go to pharmaceutical partner A, and anything that closes the gut would go to pharmaceutical partner B. And this was a strong statement by all partners, and actually led to a first publication published earlier this year as a protocol paper, where the two teams worked together and identified protocols how to understand and study the gut in a very systematic, human gut especially, in a very systematic fashion. Consider this as a true success story because it brought two teams very closely together at BioMed X, whilst having different pharmaceutical companies as partners. We get the challenge from the pharmaceutical company, our partner, and through our proprietary crowdsourcing platform, we asked the world, how would you tackle that challenge? And we invite group leader candidates, people from academic research with significant expertise in that field, as well as postdoctoral researchers, not only to apply, but come with a project proposal, which we then would review together with our pharmaceutical partner. Typically, we get 200 to 400, depending on the call, project proposals. We condense that down to, let's say, 70, 80 proposals, which we thoroughly review. And amongst those, we select 15 most promising, most intriguing, most appealing project proposals, and invite those 15 academic researchers for a 5 days bootcamp to Heidelberg, where in those 5 days, together with the pharmaceutical company, we would develop 5 different project proposals, such that the pharmaceutical company at the end of those 5 days has choice to say, wow, this looks interesting. Wow, this I never thought about. And this is the starting point then to make an offer to one of the group leader candidates, the winning group leader candidate. And this is an exciting time for the group leader because he or she can start building a research team, sponsored, financed by a pharmaceutical company. My role is then make sure that the right people are hired, that we form a high-performing team, that all the equipment is there that the group needs. Make connections also to academics on the Heidelberg campus as well as beyond. And make sure that everything starts smoothly with the pharmaceutical company when we set up the project. Significant difference between BioMed X projects and a project with an academic partner, a pharmaceutical company could also start, is that there is fundamentally very little prior knowledge. We start by seeding this new project. Yes, all the researchers bring their package of scientific knowledge, but for this particular project that they co-develop with the pharmaceutical partner, at the outset there is very little. And that's unique at BioMed X, that everything starts basically from scratch. Co-creation, we name that, which has the advantage that from moment zero, the pharmaceutical company is engaged because they contribute to something that is new. Whereas in an environment where you would work with an established partner, you would need to convince your partner to say, hey, I would like you to do this like that. Or the partner imposes on you, well, actually, I'm very strong at that, let's do it like that. So at BioMed X, because we all start from scratch, this is a unique feature. As I mentioned the other day, I'm reading cookbooks, but I'm not reading the recipes.
Yeah.
I'm reading the cookbooks just to understand why did they put this ingredient there. That's my scientific approach to it. I'm not taking a cookbook and say, okay, 5 grams of that and 10 grams of that, a little bit of this. I'm reading a cookbook to understand the essence of it, and then I do my own recipes. Probably this is the way I do my science as well. Understanding how others did it and then apply it in my world.